Have you ever found yourself bending over backward to prove your worth, only to feel unappreciated or taken for granted? Let me tell you something. It's not your job to convince anyone of your value. Today, I'm sharing 8 life-changing rules to break his ego and step into your true power as a high-value woman. These lessons come from my 80 years of life experience, deeply rooted in the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Grab a pen, because this might just be the wake-up call you've been waiting for. In a world that often pressures women to seek approval and bend to others' expectations, it's easy to forget where true value lies. The truth is, your worth isn't defined by someone else's opinion or their validation. It's defined by how you carry yourself, the boundaries you set, and the peace you protect. The Stoics, thinkers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, taught us that inner strength and self-control are the keys to living a fulfilling life. These 8 rules aren't about playing games. They're about living authentically, reclaiming your power, and becoming the high-value woman you're meant to be. Let's get started. Every time you look for his approval, whether it's through over-explaining, constantly texting first, or wondering if you've done something wrong, you're giving away your power. No one respects someone who seeks validation. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The approval of others is a fickle thing. Your worth doesn't depend on his mood, his actions, or his opinions." When you stop seeking validation, you reclaim your dignity and begin to focus on what truly matters, your own self-respect. The next time you feel the urge to seek approval, pause and ask yourself, what do I think? Does this align with my values? Trust your own judgment and let that be enough. There's nothing more powerful than silence in the right moment. Imagine this. He expects you to argue, react, or defend yourself, but instead, you stay calm and unbothered. That silence speaks louder than words. It says, "I don't need to prove anything to you." Seneca taught that controlling our reactions is one of the greatest strengths we can develop. Silence is not weakness, it's wisdom. It shows emotional maturity and unshakable confidence. The next time someone tries to provoke you, take a deep breath and resist the urge to respond immediately. Let your silence communicate the strength you hold within. A high-value woman is one whose life doesn't revolve around anyone else's validation. When was the last time you did something for yourself, just for the joy of it? Picture this. You're pursuing your passions, working toward your goals, and living a life full of meaning. Suddenly, he realizes that your world doesn't revolve around him, and that's when his ego takes a hit. The Stoics believed in living a life of purpose. By focusing on your growth, whether it's learning a new skill, traveling, or nurturing your well-being, you show that your happiness comes from within, not from external validation. Boundaries aren't walls to keep people out. They're guidelines that teach others how to treat you. When you allow someone to overstep your boundaries, you're silently saying, "My needs don't matter." Epicurus reminds us, "You are not a product of what happens to you, but how you respond to it." By calmly and confidently asserting your boundaries, you show self-respect and demand it in return. For instance, if someone disrespects your time, let them know, "I value my time, and I expect it to be respected." Boundaries aren't about being harsh. They're about valuing yourself enough to protect your peace. Many women make the mistake of caring too much, too quickly. When you become overly invested in someone else, you lose your balance, and worse, you lose yourself. The Stoics believed in focusing only on what you can control. You can't control someone else's actions, but you can control how much power you give them over your emotions. When you feel yourself becoming overly invested, take a step back. Remind yourself that your happiness doesn't depend on anyone else. It comes from within. Balance is the key to maintaining your power. Authenticity is one of the most attractive qualities you can have. When you water down your opinions or hide your true self to avoid conflict, you're doing a disservice to the incredible person you are. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good woman should be. Be one. Stand by your beliefs, even if it means disagreeing with others." Confidence doesn't mean being loud or aggressive. It means being unapologetically yourself. Speak your truth with grace and let your authenticity shine. The ultimate way to break his ego is to rise above your own insecurities. When you're no longer ruled by jealousy, self-doubt, or the need to prove yourself, you become untouchable. The Stoics teach us that true power comes from mastering our inner world. When you focus on growth and self-respect, you elevate yourself beyond games and drama. Instead of reacting to fear or insecurity, choose to respond with self-assurance. Remember, your value isn't tied to how others perceive you. It's rooted in how you perceive yourself. At the core of being a high-value woman is this: your peace is priceless. When you prioritize your mental and emotional well-being, you naturally command respect. When you focus on living in alignment with your values and pursuing your goals, you no longer need anyone else's approval. That's when you become truly powerful. Reflect on what brings you peace and make it a priority in your life. A woman who values her peace over ego battles becomes unstoppable. These 8 rules aren't about playing games or manipulating others. They're about reclaiming your power, living authentically, and becoming the high-value woman you were always meant to be. So which of these rules spoke to you the most? Let me know in the comments. If you found this video valuable, give it a like and share it with someone who needs to hear these lessons. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, John the Stoic, for more wisdom inspired by Stoic philosophy and life experience. Let's grow stronger, wiser, and more purposeful together.